Leonard Blackstone was a man who believed everything had a price, and that included loyalty, fear, and obedience. Owner of one of the largest tech empires in the world, Leonard was brilliant, ruthless, and deeply private. His mansion stood like a fortress on a hill overlooking the city, guarded not only by the latest in AI surveillance and private security, but also by Ragnar. Ragnar wasn't just a dog, he was a legend. A hulking, 130-pound Doberman bred from a champion line, Ragnar was known for his aggression and terrifying presence. Trainers had given up. Even Leonard's staff stayed at least 15 feet away from the reinforced steel kennel, where Ragnar paced and growled, day and night. One evening, Leonard hosted a private gala at his estate, an exclusive gathering of CEOs, celebrities, and influencers. Champagne flowed. Classical music played. A string quartet performed under the glass dome of the ballroom. And then, almost as if bored with the extravagance, Leonard decided to entertain his guests in his own peculiar way. He stood near the fireplace, holding a glass of aged scotch, and cleared his throat. "You've all heard of Ragnar," he began, gesturing toward the high-definition screen where a live feed of the dog's enclosure was displayed. The camera showed Ragnar baring his teeth, barking ferociously. "Well, here's a little challenge. I'm offering $1 million to anyone who can get Ragnar to sit calmly beside them for 5 minutes. No sedatives, no cages, no tricks. Just you and the dog. Anyone?" There were murmurs, nervous laughter, some wide eyes. "Is this serious?" one guest asked. Leonard raised a brow. "I've never made a joke about money." A few animal behaviorists in the crowd exchanged glances. One, a man in a tuxedo with a slicked-back ponytail and an Australian accent, stepped forward. "Mate, I've worked with lions. I'll give it a go." Leonard nodded. "Be my guest." Minutes later, the man entered Ragnar's enclosure, equipped with leather gloves and a calming spray. It didn't work. Ragnar lunged, snarling and snapping at the man's arm. The trainer barely escaped, cursing as he retreated. "I told you," Leonard said with a cold smirk. "Ragnar isn't like other animals. He doesn't trust anyone." As laughter returned to the room, a quiet voice rose above the chatter. "I'll try." Everyone turned. Standing near the back of the room, almost hidden behind a curtain, was a girl, small, thin, no more than 10. Her coat was torn at the sleeves, and her shoes were 2 different sizes. She held a faded pink backpack and a stuffed rabbit missing one ear. The crowd fell silent. "Who let her in?" one guest whispered. "Probably a staff member's kid," another guessed. Leonard narrowed his eyes. "And who are you?" "I'm Lily," she said simply, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "And I want to try." Leonard was about to wave her off when something about her eyes gave him pause. There was no fear in them, only calm, a calm he hadn't seen in years. "You do understand this is a real dog?" he asked. "Not a cartoon." "I know who he is," Lily replied. "He's not bad. He's just afraid." More laughter. Leonard raised a hand to quiet the room. "Fine," he said. "Let's indulge her, but only under one condition. She signs the waiver." A staff member brought out the paperwork. Lily, with a surprisingly steady hand, signed her name in block letters. As the group made its way outside to the enclosure, the staff stood by nervously. Ragnar was already pacing, sensing something unusual. When the gates creaked open, Lily didn't hesitate. She walked inside with no leash, no treats, no commands, just her stuffed rabbit and the confidence of someone who had nothing to lose. Ragnar growled. His hackles rose. His massive frame stiffened. Lily stopped. She didn't speak. She didn't run. She sat. Ragnar barked. Once. Twice. deep, booming warnings. Still, Lily sat, and then she began to hum. A soft, low lullaby, not one anyone recognized. It sounded made up, but it had a rhythm, like a heartbeat. A song of comfort. Ragnar took a step forward. Lily reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a crust of stale bread. She placed it gently on the grass beside her. "I used to be scared too," she said quietly. "After my mom died, the world felt loud, angry, just like you sound." Ragnar paused. "You're not angry," she continued. "You're just trying to keep people away. So was I." For a long moment, nothing moved. Then, slowly, Ragnar lay down. A gasp rippled through the audience. Leonard stepped forward, eyes wide. Ragnar nudged the bread but didn't eat it. Instead, he curled next to Lily, laid his massive head across her legs, and let out a sigh so deep it seemed to shake the earth. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Lily stroked his ears gently, still humming. Leonard's throat tightened. He knelt near the gate, struggling to find words. "How?" he began. "How did you do that?" Lily looked up. "I didn't make him do anything. I just listened." "You listened?" "To his heart." Leonard stared at her. "Where are your parents?" "My mom passed away last year," she said. "My dad left before I was born. I sleep at the bus station when it's warm, library when it rains." A silence fell over the yard. Leonard stood. "Bring her a coat and food, and call my attorney." Lily blinked. "Why?" "Because you just reminded me what love looks like, and I haven't seen it in years." The guests clapped, some crying, others hugging strangers. Leonard crouched again beside the girl. "I know I'm not perfect," he said, "but I'd like to try being someone you could count on. Someone who listens back." Ragnar licked Lily's hand. She smiled, tears in her eyes. "I think I'd like that." That night, something changed. Not just in the heart of a billionaire, not just in the soul of a scared little girl, and not just in the quiet spirit of a misunderstood dog, but in everyone who watched it happen. Because sometimes the most powerful healing doesn't come from money, or science, or training, but from kindness, patience, and a heart that refuses to give up. And on that quiet night beneath the stars, a new family was born.